back to Miami and welcome to qualifying. Only raw speed will separate these drivers today, but the question is, who's got what it takes to get pole?
Hello everybody, it's Joe here and welcome back once again to my F1 24 career mode journey. Here we are in the Sunshine State. It's the Miami Grand Prix. If you haven't seen the last installment, do be sure to check that one out before you see this one. So China, it was full of positives. We were able to gain a couple of points. It was a crazy race though, with a couple of red flags and quite a handful of drama, but still, grabbing a couple of points is exactly the shot in the arm we needed, and we're going to try and keep that positive momentum going here. But so far in this one-shot sprint quali lap, it's not brilliant. But I always struggle with Sector 1 in Miami. I don't seem quite as quick round there as some of the AI doing in Sector 2. We've actually gained a little bit here, though that's wide there. Going over the curb there and nearly losing it. Going a little bit sideways, but we're still looking at being P17. And that was a purple middle sector, so there's a positive. But we're still a full second off in terms of qualifying time as we head down the straight. And I think down the straights as well, we don't seem to have that level of speed. And we've braked quite late round there to try and gain another place, but it looks like for the sprint it is going to be P17 and Max Verstappen grabbing the sprint pole. So it's P17 for the sprint. A lot of work to do again, but I am noticing one or two improvements with the car as we are throwing upgrades on. It is getting there. It is just going to be slow progress. But I'm remaining positive and hoping that in the coming races we can move forwards.
Forget pit stops, forget fuel management. It's pedal to the metal all the way here as we get ready for today's sprint. A lap of the Miami Grand Prix features 3.36 miles of track around the Hard Rock Stadium, and 19 corners make up the Miami International Autodrome, which will... Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's sprint. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he'll start from pole position. And starting next to them is George Russell. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Fernando Alonso, Oscar Piastri, Norris, Bottas, Hamilton, Perez, Albon, Tsunoda, Stroll, Gasly, Théo Pourchaire, Ocon, Leclerc, Sainz, Joker, Hülkenberg, Joe, Behrman, Ricciardo and Zane Maloney. And with preparations almost complete, let's head trackside for today's sprint. And alongside me here today in the commentary box, Anthony Davidson.
If we don't want to be stuck near the back for most of the race, you're going to need to push early on. Good luck.
It's sprint race time here in Miami. What can we do from P17? Is there anything we can do? We are underway here, and it's a very nice launch from Carlos Sainz, but he's found himself with nowhere to go. We're going to try and dive up the inside and brake late, see if we can steal a couple of positions. I've got it very tight though. That's cost me a little bit of time. Sainz is on my inside. Give me some room, Carlos. I think he had someone on his left as well, but whoever that was has been shuffled back. Sainz alongside me, but we're able to go around the outside and take the RB car and move up into P15. Sainz is now 16th, Leclerc 17th. We've got Pourchaire and Ocon ahead, so we are up a couple of places in the first sector of this sprint race. But now this is where we need to keep the momentum going. And actually we've dropped a little bit there, and Carlos Sainz might potentially go for another look down the inside. We brake very late and almost collect Esteban Ocon. That late braking was to try and outbrake Carlos Sainz, but it was so close to hitting Ocon. We're now going to go down the inside here. This is not a conventional overtaking move, and we just get shuffled by Ocon. I've got a warning for a collision with him, and as we come to end the first lap, it is still a gain of 2 places. We're right in the slipstream of Ocon. Can we make it up to P14 by the end of the first lap? Ocon defending hard as we go to the outside. Is this the move done? Yes, it is. Verstappen leading the way in this sprint, but we're a long way away from being able to do that yet. Right, trying to catch up with Théo Pourchaire, but we've got Esteban Ocon right behind. And Oliver Behrman's had a great start from P20 up to P16. He's having a fight with Carlos Sainz. I'm trying to keep Ocon from getting back past me. He's on my right. I'm taking a dive down the inside. And I don't even make the corner. And Ocon gets the place back. So Ocon moving back up to P14. And Oliver Behrman right behind me. So Ollie having his best race so far as we try and have a look down the inside of Ocon there. That's not an overtaking spot. And we do bang wheels, but now we're alongside for the DRS straight. We're going side by side with Esteban Ocon. Are we going to be able to complete this? Behrman, he's just waiting in the wings and hoping this goes wrong. We've left Ocon enough space, gone down the inside and taken P14 back once again. Lap 3, there's a yellow flag in sector 1, so I'm not sure who's gone there. It's Ocon. Ocon is out of this Miami sprint race, and a lap later, so too is George Russell. So that moves us up a position, and that also moves Behrman up a position, but he's fighting Carlos Sainz, and Sainz is going to have to wait a minute because you can't pass there under a yellow flag. We're now watching Fernando Alonso, who has got Lando Norris all over him. Norris having a look at Alonso, and Alonso's now having a look at Max Verstappen. Alonso going around the outside, now to the inside of this stadium section. Alonso and Verstappen going wheel to wheel, and Fernando Alonso leads this sprint race at the end of lap 9, and it's just been very, very quiet for us here in our POV. Lap 10, we have just about closed up to the Ferrari of Sergio Perez, but we've not really been able to do anything further. Leclerc's moved ahead of Behrman, as has Zhou Guanyu, but other than that, it's been a very quiet race for us, and it's going to be P13 by the end. If only we had one more lap, we could have overtaken Perez, but not to be. It's P13 in the sprint, and
that's the end of the race.
A Grand Prix ahead of us where I'm not sure if points are going to be possible, but I'm definitely going to give it everything and try and acquire a couple. So there's your top 8 in this sprint. Fernando Alonso winning, Max Verstappen getting second, Lando Norris is third, Piastri, who has dominated the season so far, is fourth, Bottas fifth, Hamilton sixth, and Albon and Stroll completing the final points in this sprint.
Welcome back to Miami and welcome to qualifying. Only raw speed will separate these drivers today, but the question is, who's got what it takes to get pole?
Right, are you ready to do it all again? This time we have got one shot qualifying for the race, and Albon briefly being fastest before we head into turn 1. We're on intermediates because we've got a damp track here at Miami. The Sunshine State replaced by a bit of rain, and here we head into sector 1, already a bit behind Piastri, sliding wide there, struggling with these fast successive corners. and so far we're not really where we need to be. I'm trying to just find where the grip is and maximise the speed we have, but we're not really finding it. We're a second off in the first sector and in P20, but now this is where we can improve, because again, I'm not so strong in sector 1, but in sectors 2 and 3 we're okay. I'm just trying to find the grip in the slow speed and the successive corners, and we seem to be finding it here because the car looking to be on rails, and we've actually really made up some good time in the second sector. We're currently looking at P14, maybe P15, which would be our best position of the season, so I'm hoping we can maintain that at least as we head down the straight. Maybe a bit of late braking here might help us, trying to clip the apex, all the while making sure that we've got a decent bit of grip out of the corner. What's it going to be as we head round the left and into the right? It looks like it's going to be P18, and, well, it looks more positive in Sector 2. Sector 3 was not really what we needed. It's going to be P18. And again, there's a lot to do in the Grand Prix. We've got a long way to go with this car. We need to get more upgrades on as fast as we can. But once again, out qualifying our teammate, and this time quite comfortably. In sprint qualifying, it was quite close.
Welcome to the Miami International Autodrome, home of the Miami Grand Prix. This exciting track circumnavigates the Hard Rock Stadium, home to the National Football League outfit, the Miami Dolphins. Well, it's certainly not sunny here in the Sunshine State. A lap of the Miami Grand Prix features 19 corners and 3.36 miles of track around the Hard Rock Stadium. But these conditions should prove especially difficult for all of our drivers today. It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Oscar Piastri lines up on pole position, and Max Verstappen lines up alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Norris, Fernando Alonso, Bottas, Perez, Albon, Stroll, Leclerc, Théo Pourchaire, Tsunoda, Gasly, Sainz, Joker, Ricciardo, Maloney, Hamilton, Behrman, Joe, Hülkenberg, Russell, and Esteban Ocon lines up at the back of the grid. That's it then, it's time to go racing as we head down trackside for today's race. And alongside me a man, well, what more can I say? But he's a legend, Anthony Davidson. Now sadly things didn't work out for them last time, it was a bad race. Question is though, can they recover today?
Yes, they can, Crofty. You've got to put it behind you. Whatever happened last time, I was always told as a driver, park it, forget about it. Obviously, feel the pain when it happens, but then you can't dwell on it and carry that through to the next race. So put it behind you and just crack on with this race coming your way now.
It is not the end of the grid we're used to, but we're up to P14 after a few penalties. And we are underway here at the damp Sunshine State. There's an irony in that statement, and it's not really the best start. We're going to go down the inside and brake late, and this time there is room to do it. And we move up into P11, just outside the points already. When we go off the circuit, we do recover immediately, and it is very damp here. It is very slippery, and this is where we struggle. The successive fast corners of Sector 1. It's all about finding the grip, especially in these conditions. If you find the grip, you can gain some time. And speaking of gaining, we're going down the inside of Pourchaire and trying to get down the inside of Stroll as well. Stroll just with a better exit. And we're now up into P10 in the points-paying positions. Can we stay there is the question. Stroll now going defensive as we're trying to find a way past the Aston Martin. Can we move up into P9? Answer is, I think we can. Yes, we do. And now we're right behind Charles Leclerc, who's battling very intensely with Sergio Perez. And I'm staying back from this one as we head round the left-right chicane into the left-hander for the first time. all over the back of the Haas of Charles Leclerc, who had a good race last time out in China, so he's going to want to do well here too. And he is putting some pressure on the Ferrari of Sergio Perez. I think it's Bottas in the McLaren ahead. Is that Leclerc going for Perez? No, but he's going to end up defending because we try to go down the inside of the pair of them. I've gone deep and Leclerc has gained 2 places in that, but we're still trying to get after Leclerc. No way through there, so our lunge down the inside kind of cost Perez because he didn't really see me coming until the last minute. Had to duck wide to avoid me, and Leclerc was able to gain 2 places out of that whole ordeal. First, saving the place with me, and then gaining the place with Perez. Perez is now fighting me down the outside. I'm holding him off, and Leclerc is going to hope that me and Perez keep fighting, because while we do that, he is gaining time on me. Although I'm trying to stay right with Charles Leclerc, we might be able to have another look at the Haas down the inside here. And I feel like this season, considering where we are, Charles Leclerc might be our most direct rival. Right, having a look down the inside of the Haas. Have we got it done here? Going in tight? No, Leclerc just about holding it out around the outside and keeping the position. Piastri leading the way, but Albon has the fastest lap. Perez has the fastest lap. Where's he found that pace from? He's now having a look down the inside of us. Is he going to complete the move? Answered no. We have been more than a match for him there in terms of defending him. But Perez is not giving up, and that fastest lap is the proof. Where did he find that? He's now going down the inside, and I'm going to allow him space as I'm going to get the inside line now as we head into the stadium section of Sector 2. But we have held off Perez once again, but Charles Leclerc is able to just get that bit further ahead of us as a result. The rain is definitely easing and the skies are brightening here, so we're getting close to the time where we're going to take dry tyres. Perez having an early look again, but nothing in doing. We're going to hold him out around the outside. And Perez now trying again for the outside there. No way through. And we hold on to P8. And this is definitely proving quite tricky now. I'm trying to get after Leclerc. Hulkenberg is out of the race. The virtual safety car comes out. I'm now sticking a set of medium tyres on. We've had an issue with the tyres, but I'm using this opportunity to gamble on a change of tyres and hope that these will go to the end of the race. I think this might be the wrong call, but it's worth a try. You have to give it a go. And here we are on lap 10 of 29, having caught Ocon and Zhou. They're still on intermediate tyres, but I feel like now slicks are the way to go. Lando Norris sets the fastest lap. It's a 1:36.1, but I think we're about to go a bit quicker than that. And we have a bit of a DRS tow, although we don't have the actual DRS, but we have a nice tow from Zhou and Ocon ahead of us. And we're going to be able, surely, to start picking our way through these quite easily soon. And in fact, that just makes it that much easier for me, because Zhou and Ocon both decide to pit, and that moves us forward. In fact, many other cars pitting, and we move up. Where are we going to be in this race? The answer is we are just behind Perez, so maybe we did pit a little bit prematurely, and it wasn't the right time, and we lost time in doing that. And in fact, now we're just starting to set fastest laps, so it's clear now it's the right time for slicks, and we came in a couple of laps too early and lost a bit of time, especially given we had the advantage of a virtual safety car. And it's clear now that these medium tyres are already not at their best, because the drivers that are on new hard tyres are all over us. So Stroll is now down the inside. I'm trying to go around the outside, but Stroll's got the move done and he's moved up into P9. We're down into 10th, and I'm on tyres that I'm now pretty sure will not make the end, but I'm going to give it a go, and I'm going to try and attack Stroll here. No way through there. In fact, going around the outside there, I've never seen that happen, and that probably would never happen. Stroll is ahead. We have DRS. Can we get back past the Aston Martin? It's going to be a look down the inside, a very late dive on Lance Stroll, and I think we've just about got that, albeit not really the cleanest move going. But we move back into P9, and Stroll is going to have another look round the outside of turn 1. And is he going to get the move done? I think he is. Stroll getting that done quite nicely. Lance not giving up at all. We've gone slightly off the circuit. We're still wheel to wheel with the Aston Martin driver. I'm forcing him in tight. But Lance Stroll, well, he had to back out of that one or go into the wall. He picked a bit of a bad line there. But that's allowed Théo Pourchaire to catch up. And Charles Leclerc is now 6 seconds ahead of us, so we're not going to be catching up with him. And these tyres, which we put on quite a few laps ago, are not at their best anymore. And I feel like maybe we've made a wrong call here, because we are starting to struggle as Lance Stroll blasts past on the straight. We're going to brake late though and get back past him. But it's a matter of when over if, I think. Given how these tyres are feeling. We've held on until lap 20 and we're up into P8, so someone else must have pitted, unseen by us, and I'm trying to cover Lance Stroll desperately because it would mean points for us if we can hold on, but every single lap these tyres are getting worse, and the gap to Leclerc, 8.5 seconds now, so it's quite clear the gamble of pitting early is not working for us. Our PB is a 1:31.6 and Lando Norris has just lapped a full second and a half faster than our PB, and we're currently lapping nowhere near that as we now watch Lance Stroll right behind us trying to find the way through. Not quite able to do it on that straight, and there's a queue of cars that are building behind us. There's about, I can't count them on the map, but there's quite a few of them there as Lance Stroll prepares to shake a move down the inside of turn 1 once again. I'm trying to hold it around the outside. Stroll now around the outside of us, and this time is Stroll going to be ahead? Yes, he is! Stroll getting the move done, finally. Now he's going to defend the inside of the left-hander. I've gone to the outside. That's allowed Pourchaire a look through, and in fact Pourchaire has got back through. And now going down the inside is Lewis Hamilton. We are falling down the field. And I've now got Pierre Gasly alongside. And in one sector, we've gone from 8th to 11th. I'm now having a look at trying to get back past maybe Lewis Hamilton, going round the outside. And have we got that? Yes, we do. Somehow get back past Lewis Hamilton. Pourchaire is all over the back of Lance Stroll, and I'm pushing hard to keep up with them, but the reality is the tyres are not feeling it. And look how much we've dropped back just on the traction out of the corner, and we're not really catching that back up. But if anything, we're going to be fighting off Lewis Hamilton on the right, who's got through. But we're going to try and brake later down the inside of the left-hander. And we are back ahead of Hamilton for now. But really, we're clinging on to 1 point. Can we do it? 7 laps left in this Miami Grand Prix. Is it going to be possible to hold on as we head round the left-hander? The grip is just not really there. Using everything we have left to overtake. But on our left is Lewis Hamilton, and for sure he's going to get P10. He does get P10. Here comes, who's that? That's Yuki Tsunoda. Tsunoda going through as well, and we're blocked in from trying to go around the outside of Lewis Hamilton. Gasly and Russell are also there. Someone's tagged us. I believe that's Pierre Gasly who's tagged me. And the mission just isn't working here. We're falling down the field. The pace isn't there. The grip advantage isn't there. So I'm thinking, you know what? I'm going to abandon this plan and try and get a pity fastest lap. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try and get a pity fastest lap. One more attack on Lewis Hamilton before we pit the... well, I've gone into Tsunoda. That's not worked at all. Right, okay. This is where we're going to admit it's not worked out. Into the pits we go for the second time. And we're going to pit in for a set of soft tyres. And like I said, try and get that pity fastest lap just so I can take a consolation prize from this race. It's been a miserable, miserable afternoon. Off go the worn tyres, on go the soft tyres. What can we do from here? Zhou and Zane Maloney are now going past, and it's not been a great start for Zane Maloney in the Haas, has it? While his teammate is scoring points, Maloney is way down in P19, and in fact his day's about to get that bit worse because we're right behind him, and we're going to deprive him of P19. Look how close we're getting, and I'm getting surprised myself at the level of grip that is available on these fresh softs. Round the outside of Maloney we go up into P19. Next up is Zhou Guanyu in the Kick Sauber, the green livery Kick Sauber, and we're going to get very close in this sector. Look how close we get. That is ridiculous. And we're all set now to get the move done on Zhou Guanyu, using a bit of DRS for good measure. We don't even need to hit overtake. That is the pace advantage we've got. He's going to try and defend the outside, but with the traction we now have, we're going straight round the outside and moving into P18. Next up is our teammate Oliver Behrman. Esteban Ocon, I think, is a bit too far to get, but I'm hoping we can try and gain a position on him. But look at us chewing the rear of our teammate there, going down the inside of Oliver Behrman, and we've got past our teammate up into P17 on my mission to get fastest lap. It's 2 green sectors, so nothing purple. The fastest lap, I believe, is a 1 minute 30.1, so I think we're going to need to break the 29s if we are going to set a fastest lap. Is it going to be a fastest lap here in Miami as we clip the inside apex of the hairpin? I don't think it's going to be a fastest lap. I think we needed a good couple more tenths, but it's a, nope, it ends up being a fastest lap. It's a 29.7. That will do. And as we now try and push on, I'm trying to gain on Daniel Ricciardo and Esteban Ocon for P15. It's definitely doable. We set up another fastest lap in the form of another 1:29.7, and this time we're now catching up with Daniel Ricciardo, and we're getting past Daniel Ricciardo around the left-hander, but we've just taken away our opportunity for DRS with Esteban Ocon, and now Daniel Ricciardo is going to come back at us. He is coming back at us. Look at the speed he's got. Ricciardo just blasting past us and making it look like we're stationary. I'm now way chewing on the rear wing of Daniel Ricciardo. We're going to do this in the DRS zone. And, well, look how close I'm getting. Is there any chance on Ocon? I think not. Ocon way too far up the road. But we're definitely going to do what we can with Daniel Ricciardo and grab P16 from this race. Lando Norris, then, is your winner of the Miami Grand Prix. But for us, it's been a miserable day. We pitted early, and we were running in the points as well, so maybe we should have waited before pitting and tried to hold on to the points that way. But we pitted in early, wore out a set of tyres. It's not worked for us, and in the end, it's only good enough for P16. I'm sorry, guys. We will do better next time.
Here's the checkered flag, and our winner has landoed. It's Lando Norris for victory.
To overcome the difficult circumstances they face throughout this race today, Crofty, it's not easy, and it really shows a lot of maturity, and you can use this, you can draw on this as a driver moving forward and boost your confidence through the rest of the championship.
And I can see the drivers starting to approach the podium for the victory celebrations. A real team victory today. Everybody played their part. Congratulations then to Mercedes, your race winners. And with that, we wrap up another weekend of motorsport action. But with more races lined up, be sure to join us when we come back with more Formula One.
Like I said, I'm sorry guys, we'll do better next time. But Lando Norris wins the Miami Grand Prix over Max Verstappen and Fernando Alonso. Piastri gets 4th, Bottas 5th, Perez 6th, Leclerc, good points for Haas in 7th, Stroll 8th, Pourchaire gets 9th, and George Russell completes the top 10, with Tsunoda and Hamilton just failing to score points. Gasly and Sainz are next, then it's Ocon, then it's us in P16. So we lost out on our initial grid spot there of P14, and we end up falling down 2 places. Doesn't really sound too exciting on paper, but it was quite intense. There's your championship standings then. So Bottas has his lead cut down by Piastri, who dominated the first 2 races, but then DNF'd, I believe, from China, with Bottas winning. Verstappen is 3rd. He's just outside and waiting, really, for the 2 McLarens to take each other off. Norris gets 4th and jumps up after that win, and George Russell completes the top 5. And McLaren are just running away with it in the Constructors at the moment. Well, thank you for watching this instalment of Career Mode. Please do keep those likes coming in, and don't forget to hit subscribe if you're new here and you want to see more content from me. Until the next time, I've been Joe, TTFN, ta-ta for now, take care, and I'll see you all soon. Enjoy the rest of your day.